Welcome back, Vandals, to NSL playoffs week 2 for the league team and nobody else. Here we are again for game 2 of our game against Gustavas Adolfo.
Adolphus?
Gustavas Adolphus?
It's literally up there. Oh,
Not anymore.
it was literally up there.
There it is, Gustavas Adolphus. Yeah, what a name.
Indeed.
Do you know where they're from?
No idea. I could Google it, though.
Yeah. Anyways,
I just know that we won game 1. That's what I know.
That is true. And here we are, off into game 2. Instead of having Seabass, who is currently playing Overwatch, we will be having Sam here for the draft and actually casting through the draft.
You sound so disappointed.
I'm not disappointed. Just I like having Seabass here because he makes for interesting commentary. You know, he's a character. He's definitely a character. But you know what's going on.
I do.
And you know.
I'm going to say that we're seeing very similar bans as we did to the first round, banning out the Poppy Soraka set like we did. What are we doing? They're also running very similar bans to what they did.
Yeah.
I'm just
Tom Kenshin Cho'Gath.
or Tom Kenshin Senna, because Tom Kenshin can be a support.
I'm
intrigued. I'm
yeah,
intrigued
I'm
to
wondering
see where
where
Gavin's
this is going.
I'm intrigued to see where Gavin's going with this, not going to lie. It's probably not a good thing that the coach is like,
But you know, we let them do it first round, and
there's
they won.
the Lysandra ban with the
So-
Misfortune ban, having the Sejuani ban coming in on us. We're starting to see the bans come out that are, you played that last game, and we didn't like it.
Yeah. And
Looks like that's going to be a Braum support, Kaisa ADC, Ornn top lane.
I'm glad that they picked up and did the Misfortune ban, but okay, and the Ashkan ban.
Akshan.
Ashkan?
Akshan.
Akshan. It's Ak. Okay.
A-K-S-H-A-N,
Okay. Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, I understand that Revive was kind of annoying when it came to late game T fights. So,
we did a pretty good job at mitigating it. But it's still not necessarily something we want to have.
No.
We'll see Trundle in the jungle. Okay. Yeah, we fixed it. We can see draft. Like I said, it only took us like all season. Like all season. But now we actually know how to cast League. There's the Kane pick coming out jungle. We are running an interesting team comp here. Okay. I think we have an ADC left to pick. I think. Asol?
What is going on? Do you know what's going on? Are we giving them a game? Okay, because like I know Senna.
Gavin has blessed me with Kane. Like, okay, so Kane's gonna be in the jungle. That works. Asol's a pretty standard mid pick. I didn't know that Truman played Asol, but okay. Cho'Gath is probably gonna be the top, which means I think we're gonna be running a Senna ADC with a Tom Kent support. Little off meta, but totally workable. They have a much more standard lineup with the Braum support, the Kaisa ADC, the Ornn top, the Trundle in the mid lane. Trundle in the jungle, and Azir in the mid lane.
I'm pretty sure we've seen a Tom Kent Senna duo before.
No.
It sounds somewhat familiar. I feel like
not out of us, I don't think.
No, not out of us. No, but definitely out of an enemy.
So chat has an excellent point that the comp does scale very, very, very hard. Asol is infinitely scaling, and towards the end of the game can be absolutely nasty. He has a percent max health execute wormhole that when played correctly and lays it down is going to handle a lot of the tankiness we're going to see out of Gustavas. Cho'Gath also infinitely scales and has a percent max health execute chomp that'll come in very handy. And Kayn can also scale very, very hard. You know, this is a completely different comp than we played last game. Last game was a very quick, engagey, get in, get out, do your damage team. This, on both sides, is a much tankier team build. Tom Kench is really tanky. Cho'Gath is really tanky. Braum, Ornn are really tanky. Trundle's kind of in the middle. You know, like, I need to eat this granola bar before it melts in my fingers. But I think we might see a slog here. It's not the team build we normally bring. It's not bad.
But
now
I
that I've
think
wrapped
that
my
they
head
know
around
that
it,
they
I
have,
don't hate it.
Like, if we are going for the slog, then I feel like that means that, like, we are confident that we have the mental to take a game like that. Because, I mean, like, our longer games have definitely been some of our most successful in terms of, like, performance and stuff like that. And last game doesn't really count because JJ wasn't there for, like, 10 minutes. But
we are very good at applying the steady pressure required to win in the long games.
And that's exactly what we're looking for here.
But, you know, I did some fact-checking over the break because I didn't want to lie. And I checked through Gustavas' record, and that was the first game they dropped all year. We were the first game that they lost all year. They either 2-0'd or won by forfeit against everybody else.
And I was going to say, I was curious. If this was a situation like us and then coming across FIU.
You know,
because we 2-0'd until we hit FIU.
We did. And we knew FIU was going to be hard. And I'm also going to say CEI FIU is currently playing, and FIU's up 1-0.
Not surprised.
I will keep everybody posted on that as it happens. But I think we could very likely see an FIU UI rematch for the title. And definitely heading into these playoffs, we've been looking at how to beat FIU. They are the toughest team in either conference, and we could have put a game up on them. And I was talking to the CEI esports coordinator like a couple days ago now, and we were talking about, you know, we talk a lot about how League is a mental game. And if someone puts a game up on FIU, it'll be the same thing with that I think we're going to see with Gustavas here. There's one of two ways this goes, because we are the first group to put a thing up on Gustavas. They either play the best game of their lives and really show everything they have to offer, or they flip it and they just completely crumble because they weren't expecting it, and they're going to overextend and make lots of sloppy mistakes. I don't know which way it's going to go, but those are kind of the two ways this ends up going. I don't know. We'll see. Also, can you open my water for me?
Yes.
It's not working.
Yeah, I felt that. Give me a second. Yeah, there we go. Here you go.
We're smart. We gave me water for this game because I was
Were you drying out?
Just it was a screaming.
Yeah.
It was a screaming for it. It's going to be interesting to see how we play the comp we've set up. It's not our normal comp. It's not the comp that we've seen them execute a lot. Oh, and camera's on, by the way, so we could all just totally see you sneaking a cookie right now, my dear.
Okay.
It's not the comp we've seen them play, but that's not to say they can't play it. I think... Sam, remind me about things after the thing. Okay. I will remind you about things after the thing. I'm censoring the things because our audience doesn't need to know about the things yet. I think. I don't know about the things yet.
The team doesn't know.
I don't know.
Really? I'll tell you if we somehow have time later.
We shouldn't. Oh, do we actually have the things now? Because I knew we were planning on the things, but I didn't realize we had the things. If anybody else is confused about the things, just understand also that we're waiting for a spectator delay and stuff. Yo, we have the things. Yo, we have the things. We have the things.
Those are the things.
Those are the things.
Yeah.
We finally got team jerseys for these guys.
Team jerseys across the entire lab. I wore a similar shirt for my cycling competition.
I know. I remember seeing the photos.
Yeah.
It was really funny because they were all stretched. I don't know if you actually looked at the webpage, but like the first two were like good, and then the rest of them were like bleh. And it was like Amelia was all like sweaty, and her hair was the best, and she was just like wide. We had been talking all season about getting shirts, so I'm really glad that we did. We are seeing the Senna 80C, the Tom Kench support like I thought we were going to. We have player cam. It exists. The problem with player cam is you may remember the 15-minute technical pause we had. Only I think 2 of our players are playing in that row right now because they are all over the lab for computers that will actually connect. So JJ's playing from home. Tavian's actually playing from my laptop right now. I think we have player cam. Do you want to flash player cam production? Do we have player cam? I know. Let's just flash it and show how kind of sad and pitiful it is right now. I do thoroughly apologize. Truman is one of the 2 people we can see. So we have Truman and we have Gavin, and those are the 2 you can see. Oh, and Summer getting B-roll.
Yeah.
That's the person who had their
camera
right in our face.
Yeah.
Some dumbass. I will say, like, all of these guys showed up in, like, fall winter chic. Like, they pulled out, like, the sweaters and the nice pants, and I'm over here, like, in the same hoodie I've been wearing for a week and the jeans that we don't talk about how long it's been since they've been washed. And I'm like, okay.
And I was like, what is that? They were ready for pictures today. Like,
were we taking pictures?
Well, I don't think it was publicly discussed, but we did at some point discuss taking team pictures.
Oh.
Because we need to do that for, like, articles and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it was great because Wayne took a photo to post on
socials and stuff.
No, we posted it as the announcement for Tune Into Our Twitch.
That's common.
And Wayne managed to catch the photo. If you're in our Discord server, take a look at announcements at the photo. He managed to catch a photo with everybody else looking normal and me with my hand in my pants as I was putting my phone back. And I'm just, like, awkwardly posed the entire way. Like, Anyway, we're on the Rift. Oh, what? Sorry, we're going... Senna's running a support item. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty Kane skin. Tell me we don't love that Kane skin. We love that Kane skin. We love these skins so much. Yeah. Okay. We're going to ignore the comments. Okay.
We have some
lovely people in Twitch chat right now.
Oh, I love our community.
I'd like to point out Tom Kench right now. He is playing his tongue like it's a violin.
I mean,
that's Tiger for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. We knew some kind of weird play was coming from Tiger here. He was kind of discussing it in between our games about what the plan was, essentially.
So, I don't feel the need to talk about early game farming. Yeah. So yeah. There's that.
Yeah, we're just
vibing here.
Yeah, we're
I have granola bars.
Mm-hmm. We actually have JJ here.
Did he show back up?
Is he?
I don't think so. I said.
I mean,
Well,
he's at level 2.
Oh, you meant we have him here as in here in game from the start.
Yes.
Not here in the building. Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a full team, ladies and gentlemen.
And actually are taking pretty much a nope. Gold. I was gonna say 100 gold lead, and then it evened out like in 2 seconds. So, yeah, it's kind of working like Smash a little bit here. Immediately, I say something, and it changes in the blink of an eye. But it's fine.
That happens.
Nobody cares.
Their bot lane has the early advantage. Chogi needs to be careful. Chogi needs to be a little bit careful until he hits level 6 and gets that chomp and gets fed off of minions on the chomp. Senna ADC is a very interesting choice. Mainly because generally you want your ADCs to have a lot of attack speed, and Senna doesn't. Senna charges up her attacks. But it's okay. It's okay. Azir getting some damage in on the A-Soul with the Sand Soldiers. But A-Soul doing a good job at just getting that early farm. Chogi doing a good job with those airborns. As someone who plays against Cho'Gath is annoying. Cho'Gath has a lot of CS. If you're not careful, he lands the airborne and then he lands the silence, and it's like 3 seconds later, and you're like, oh, now I gotta hit a button and do a thing. So we will see how it goes. I do know Tiger likes himself some Tom Kench play. I haven't actually seen Gavin play Senna before. That one's a new one for me.
We've had a Senna pick on our team before, just not Gavin.
No, I think it was. Tom Kench, not Tom Kench. Senna's normally a support pick. So we normally see that there. Trundle doing a reverse clear starting top, then moving bottom to look bottom for an early gank. We are not pushed enough for that early gank. Getting the slow down, having to get the flash out of the Senna. It is a 3v. I think we're going to see the Senna go down. That's the first blood to the jungler. It's like
no. Tiger started overextending a little bit there. I thought he was going to go back towards...
They didn't know the Senna was there. Sorry, they didn't know the Trundle was there. We're seeing exactly what happened happen again.
At the beginning of the game,
It's the early gank. It's fine. It's fine.
You know, that's where they can get us. You know, we're seeing kind of a repeat. They have the 0-1.
Chogi getting some damage down out of mana. But, okay. All right, Chogi. I'm not questioning the Chogi pick anymore.
But we're seeing almost an exact thing, even with JJ in the game. You know, it's 0-1. They have the gold lead once again.
They do.
But they also aren't capitalizing on any sort of advantage that they do have, which is even then not a whole lot. You know, as you can see, levels are pretty even across the board. You know, we are, I think...
We're even across the board.
Essentially. You know, Gavin's only like 1 level down, but we also make up for it
Tiger's
in that
level
support.
Up.
So it's like... It's...
This is not a good early... This is not a good early game build.
No.
We really want to see the A-Soul scale. We want to see the Kayn... for lack of a better term, metamorphosize into either red Kayn or blue Kayn. We want to see Cho'Gath start getting fed. Like, this is not, we're going to pound you from the...
Take a breath.
We're going to put pressure into you from the very beginning and win that way. This is we're going to hang back. We're going to play it safe. We're going to get the stacks we need. We're going to get the farm we need. And then we're going to put the screws to you.
We swear we are a family channel.
We are. See, if you didn't have a dirty mind, you wouldn't know what I said was bad. Right? Trundle looking bot lane again. I think they're running scared of our ADC just a little bit. I do think we might be seeing them a little scared. Ornn has ult early on, getting the damage down on the Cho'Gath. Ornn is a very interesting matchup. Going to be pretty even until Cho'Gath really gets tanky how he wants. Big thing about Ornn is Ornn's passive lets him build his items in lane. So unless he needs to back for mana, he never really needs to back to buy things, which will pretty much always give him the item advantage for the most part, just because, you know, it does. We've got Trundle going for first Drake right now as Kayn keeps farming. Really, I'm surprised that we haven't seen Kane in lane yet. Kane needs to be in lane to get the orbs. Oh, there's Kane. Looking for the Drake steal. Not quite.
Not finding it.
Close, but there's the Azir coming
attempt.
in.
Now outnumbered.
Having to get the flash and getting out of there, has the ability to get out of there, fortunately. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Cho'Gath does have his chomp. You know, Cho'Gath doesn't look great right now, but Cho'Gath is up a level and does have his nice chompy chomp. It's not up right now, which means he used it on a minion, which is good because that's how we get stacks. But we do need to start being careful for that Cho'Gath nom. And Asol building his stacks really well is at 48 right now, 8 minutes in, averaging about 6 a minute. That's pretty good for early game. Obviously not earth-shattering, but good enough. Right around 100, Asol gets scary for the most part. That was gorgeous.
Do you want to
yeah,
so what just happened?
Yeah. Asol was in his turret range, getting the damage down on the Azir, yada, 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 how he's supposed to. And Azir uses the ult to push Asol away out of turret range so he could finish him off. And in doing so, dodges the Asol ult, which is a stun, which would have gotten the kill. That very easily could have gone a different way, but that was truly beautifully played by that Azir. Not that I'm happy about it, but, you know, there's the Ornn ult coming in. There's the Trundle coming in. Gonna get the Cho'Gath kill. That is a 3-0 game right now. Trundle starting to make his presence felt around the map. Kane, not so much. Kane focusing on the farm, focusing on getting the items, and all of that. You know, Trundle's going for first rift. We saw this last game. This is not, like, the numbers don't look great right now, but it's just numbers. Asol and Kane going in for the Rift Gun challenge. There's the Trundle, there's the Azir backing out. Asol getting some damage down. There's the Airborne separating. It's going to be a smite fight. I don't know who got that Rift. We got the Rift. We got the Rift, and Kane picked it up. So no matter what else, we got the Rift. There's the Senna ult coming in gorgeously. There's the Asol that we started talking about, that percent max health damage and floating around. Going after the Azir as much as humanly possible. There's the Azir kill. That's the double we were looking for the Asol.
Awesome.
Starting to clean up. That was really, really well played. And the Kane didn't even die for it. Like, I thought for sure that Kane was going to die, but we got Rift. Really, really well executed there. Yeah, so far so good. And that's going to have given that Asol a lot of stacks. He's probably going to be around 70, maybe 80 by now. And he's going to start being even more dangerous in that. Senna ult came in really beautifully clutch from across the board. The inner part does damage and the outer part shields. And it isn't across the map ult wherever you point it. So did come in kind of handy there. Drop Rift in the mid to get some plates. Advantage there. Getting the damage in on the Braum in the bot lane. There's the Tahm Kench. Kai'Sa getting some damage in right now. Kane getting chased down by the Trundle, unfortunately, is going to use everything. Oh, no. It gets better. Trust me, he can get away.
Okay.
I saw the blast cone and was like, oh, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I saw
there's
it.
the Root coming down on Senna. Kai'Sa looking to get in the back line for the Kai'Sa. For the Kane. Does get the Kane, but it goes down to low health. There's a Tahm Kench looking for the Braum and the Trundle and the Kai'Sa. It's all low health here. There's the Root. There's the damage going in. Unfortunately, there's a Tahm Kench. Senna doesn't quite have the oomph needed yet to get some of those kills. Overall, we're only down about 500 gold. Top lane is top laning.
Look at him go.
Yeah, Cho'Gi's getting bigger. We love Cho'Gi. Cho'Gath's one goal here is to get fed. Literally take big chomps out of things and get more health. That is his one goal. Because a well-fed Cho'Gath will be like 9,000 hit points by the time we start getting into team fights. And that is a lot to take down. Like, a lot to take down. Asol doing really good jobs with his wave clears, getting the mana for it.
I guess we're kind of learning from that Sejuani pick from last round.
We are. He does need to be stacking that ult. So you get three minion kills with it. And we've seen him use at least one, might be two, Does need to keep using it until he has the 3. That's where he needs to be at right now. I do think he thinks he has the damage to get on the Orin to use it there. And wants to use it in a situation. We're looking for that Orin because there's the Asol with the Kane. Trundle looking for Drake. I really wish we could see top lane. There's the kill on the Orin top lane. Tom Kench going in with the damage coming out from the Senna. There's the root on the Braum. Trundle is Draking and Azir. Wow, it's 6 minions? We can tell I totally play top lane. And Trundle's going to get that Drake. Azir's going to get a couple of turret plates. I'm not sure we needed to overcommit that much for that Orin kill, to be honest with you. It seems like we lost a not insubstantial amount around the board. But, you know, is what it is. First 2 Drakes over to Gustavas Adolphus. I do love that name, Gustavas Adolphus.
I gotta look into that. I wonder where that comes from.
I think they might be a religious school and it's named after a saint or something like that. Not 100% sure.
Would make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Kane looking for that gank. Bot lane, Tom Kench going in. Kaisa Braum yielding sideways to try and stay out of that. Getting the damage in. JJ is being smart, going for the bot lane. There's a center ult coming in. There's the Braum kill for that. Kane chasing down the Kaisa. There's the Asol to help finish it off, hopefully. There's the Kaisa. There is the Azir now going in, trying to clean up the Kane, but we do have the Trundle coming in as well. There's the Azir kill. Trundle going to try and finish off the Kane, but it's going to get rooted and have even more damage coming in. Not going to quite get hit by the stun off the Asol. They made the cardinal mistake of they team fought one at a time.
Yeah, they kind of just, I noticed them, instead of the full team fight, it's something that you pointed out before. It was like a 1v3 3 times.
Yeah, and we're going to win that every time.
Exactly.
And they really tried to get the Kane to even it out, and they didn't. And Kane is now Red Kane. Red Kane hurts. Red Kane has some pretty good engage damage. Both Kanes hurt, don't get me wrong, but Blue's focusing more on the sustain and Red's focusing more on the engage. So we do see that Red Kane fully transformed. That's what they call it. It's not metamorphosized. I knew it wasn't metamorphosized. I just had no idea what else I was talking about. Asol using the get out of their W button to get away from the Azir, get him back. That is a 4-1-1 Asol, by the way. With, I don't know quite how many stacks, but it's got to be over 100 by now. Probably right around 120 if I had to guess. And we're going to start seeing that max health execute coming in really handy. There's a Trundle coming top, clearing out some vision, so we know he's there. Not sure the Cho'Gath can get away from him. There goes the Orin ult. Cho'Gath's ult is not up from cooldown, so he doesn't have a shot there. Is going to go... Oh.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is going to go down again. I would like to point out they're full bot lane with the mid lane right now, looking for something, and they're not going to find the something, I don't think. And with them not finding the something, we found things. Yeah, it's just CS, but it's CS. What's actually fascinating to me is if you look at the CS for our Tom Kench and our Senna, we are really playing Tom Kench as the ADC and Senna as the support.
Okay.
That's all the CS coming in. They are committing 3 to it, which is unfortunate. There's the Asol looking for the Orin kill. Kane will finish it off, and the Trundle, so we will get second Rift and the Trundle kill, excuse me.
Yeah. They are pushing on our tier 1.
They are. They're doing the cross-map objectives very, very well. We've seen us do it beautifully before. Now we are. We got Rift. They got first turret. It's a trade-off. We're going to drop Rift. Top lane, finish getting that top turret, really applying that pressure to the Cho'Gath. We're playing through the Cho'Gath a lot more than we've played through Tavian before, which isn't an issue in and of itself. Cho'Gath, we can tell he's getting bigger. I don't know how many of his minions he's had, but at least 2 by my count, but I haven't been watching. Could be 3 or more. Oh, it's been 3. It has been 3. He has 3 stacks on it. I'm so glad we're watching the Cho'Gath right now, so I can say that. Well, we have so many stacks on different things that I can't. I'm not mentally mathing them.
That's fair.
That's what computers do. There's the Kane cleaning up Raptors. Azir looking for something, and Kane's just like, all right, bye. We are seeing a lane rotation, lane push. We have the mid, the bot lane, and the jungler all in the mid lane. We have our top laner down there. Acel getting the damage down on the Trundle. Going for that Trundle kill, just going to clean that up and then get out of there before they can do any damage. And mid turret does go down. Why are we on options? and then we're in options.
And then the settings come up.
And then we're in settings. Starting to apply that steady pressure, invading their jungle, making our presence feel known. Acel getting those stacks off beautifully. Backing out now, taking the honey fruit, just resetting a little bit, playing safe. There goes the Azir coming in. We see that Azir ult again. That's really a gorgeous ult to push them back in. Pushing Honeyfruit, Cinderbloom to get us back out, getting the Azir kill, hoping to get the Braum kill. Kaisa did take down our Acel in the back line, unfortunately. That is what Kaisa does pretty well at. But overall, not terrible. Now we're looking for our first Drake of the game. Trundle is circling, but I don't think he wants any part of that.
He's
looking
alone.
like
he doesn't really have the backup that he needs at that moment.
He doesn't. The Ornn was there, but even the Ornn doesn't have the ult he needs. So that is first Drake over to us. We are now in the gold lead by a respectable 2,500. And top turret is going to go down here in a hot second. That is the tier 2 top turret if you're doing math. Now
and the top diff between Cho'Gath and Trundle here is
Cho'Gath and Ornn.
Oh, that's Ornn. Okay.
That is Ornn. Trundle's the freezy dude with the traffic cone.
Oh, okay.
It's Trundle in the jungle. It rhymes. We are seeing them having rotated their lanes over, brought everything down. So Azir is going to be soloing the bot lane right now. Ornn's going to be in the mid lane, and Kaisa and Braum were going to be in the top lane. But looks like they're doing some switching around. Now, here's the thing. While they're doing that switching, we're getting the CS. We're getting the steady pressure down. And all this faffing around they're doing in the jungle. I said faffing. It's not a bad word. All this faffing around they're doing in the jungle really isn't doing them anything. That's 3 to try and take down this Acel. And they do it. But
it needed 3 to commit.
But they committed 3. Like, it's... You know, and that's the thing about Truman as a player, and it's the thing about Gavin as a player, and it's the thing about JJ as a player, is you don't know where to spend your time and your focus to commit. Because if you overcommit to one, then the others are just going to rip you to shreds. So
again, something that we've seen time and time again throughout the season, something that you've noted yourself.
Many times. Look at how big the Cho'Gath is. Getting that next ult chomp on that minions, I think he's up to 4 or 5 now. Does max out at 6, as chat reminded me. I thought it was 3, but... what do I know? I don't play top lane. Top lane's my weak side. Well, okay, I do play top lane, but I play a Teemo top lane, so that should tell you all you need to know about me. Just resetting a little bit, content to let the farms go. Up a level in the jungle and down a level in the mid lane. You know, that's actually interesting for me because we haven't seen Truman be down in levels very often to a mid laner. And I think Azir has been farming more than he is. But if you look at it, you know, there is a difference. It's called Truman 6-3 and 2, and Azir is 2-3 and 2. Like, there's a difference in how much impact they've been having across the map. Kane, once he got the orbs, has really been starting to make a difference. Baron is up. Drake will be up in just under 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes? 2.5 minutes. Infernal Soul is going to be really nice if we can get that. Kane going in solo might be overextending if you think. There's the 3 in the bush. They're taking a play out of our bush. There's the Acel ult coming in. That was the big one, so that was the stun and the extra damage. JJ in their back line. Trundle takes down the Acel, but we take down the Kaisa, I do believe. Continuing the fight, the Trundle is low. The Kaisa is low, so that means that we took out their support. Oops. I can't see things. Everybody has different skins.
Was that a 3? Oh, no, that was just a 3 for...
It was a 2 for 1,
2 for 1.
and not in our favor.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to get a little more down. Looking for the re-engage now on that Trundle to try and...
finish him off, but
we're looking for the re-engage to get a little something more out of that play.
But I don't think it's worth it. I think I think they know
not.
that as well.
Yeah, they're not going to overextend,
channeling.
especially not with that Kaisa back in lane. I love what we've done with our bot lane. Yeah. I love that we have our support playing our ADC and our ADC playing our support. Like, you don't see that coming. You don't see that coming, really. But
I guess it goes to show like how versatile our players are.
Oh, basically all of them will play any lane willingly. You know, we get it together for practices and we screw around, and I'll play games with them. And we did 5 fill flexes, which poor JJ just getting caught out with 4 right there in that dragon pit with 30 seconds, doing everything he can to stay alive as the Senna comes in. Also unfortunate that the Kaisa ends up getting him in the shutdown. Now comes the teleport in from the Cho'Gath? No, sorry. The teleport coming in from the ASOL. We are going to see a dragon fight here, I'm pretty sure. That's what we're all lining up for. Is going to be a 4v4. If Orin comes down, then it'll be a 4v5. We are down in the smite advantage because they killed our jungler, but he has 13 seconds. If this takes a while, he will be back for whatever he needs. Orin ult coming in. Looks like we're splitting for the Orin. Gonna let them take Drake. But it takes a lot of damage. There's the Drake for them. Cho'Gath coming in, looking to chomp the Orin. We're going to be looking for him to get shredded. There's the ASOL kill, unfortunately, so Cho'Gath isn't going to get the stack. There's the ASOL ult coming in again. They're overextending into turret range. They are overextending into turret range. There's the Braum kill for the Senna. ASOL having to be very careful. ASOL going down. Tom Kench going down. We are not tanky enough for this yet. Azir getting the triple. Azir is hurting. Is in turret range, is going to overextend, but they are just tanky enough to deal with it for right now. That's unfortunate. Kayn, the only one left alive, left to defend that mid turret, and is going to get taken down by the Kaisa. That's an ace for them. That is...
Okay, not the greatest play.
That's not what we wanted to see.
And they have a lot of time to go for that tier 2 turret there. Yeah, there it is.
They're going to take it. I don't think they'll be able to get any more than that. But still, they got something for it.
And they're channeling in that bush.
Yeah, they're recalling. That bush has seen more play tonight.
Yeah.
You're right, Cho and Kayn both never ulted. I don't think they thought they needed to.
No, I don't think so.
They needed to, but I don't think they thought they needed to, because that all happened very quickly. We got a lot of damage down, and then suddenly we weren't doing the damage, and Azir was just murdering people. I don't think they had the reaction time to go, oh crap, tides have turned, let me pop an ult. You know, I've said it before, this isn't the standard lineup we play, and that's showing in our play style. We're not quite as used to it as we were our other one, but it's okay. It's okay. It has promise. Gold is dead even though they're up 5 kills. I think that says something about how we're playing otherwise. We will see. I have food. I have food now. I have food. Sorry, I'm being fed because it's 8 because the first game took 40 minutes and this one's already at 26.
Sure. And now we have gold view, so that's fun.
Yeah. Remember, I wanted ranch. Remember when we would have like a game be over in 26 minutes? Like I think our record was like 23. Remember when that happened?
Yeah. Here we are.
Here we are.
And nowhere
it means we
near.
get to spend more time together.
I love spending time here at the table.
You know, we said we only have 1 game a week now, so we're just going to make it last the length of the 2 games.
Yeah.
We're back to a pretty steady farming hold. Ace still looking to clear a little bit of vision for Gustavas around the Baron without accidentally hitting the Baron, which is important. Just starting to vie for positioning. We are seeing it's a pretty deadlock across the middle of the board, actually. Tom Kench and Orin facing off in the bot lane. That's an interesting one. Tom Kench also top lanes, so it's not as weird of a mix as you would think. They have 4 swarming Baron. They're starting to look for Baron, clearing the vision. Great use of the Oracle lens out of Gustavas. We're kind of taking the more steady pressure in all the lanes and farm approach. Look at that cheese.
Oh, that's good cheese. Yeah. Sam is enjoying a quesadilla over here. And meanwhile, after work, I have a new guitar to look forward to.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I
and
finally
then
got
pretty
the email.
soon, instead of the be right back screens, you'll just get Phoenix plucking away.
Yeah. That's what Wayne wants me to do anyway. So
Is it not what you want to do?
I do want to do that.
Gustavas taking a page out of our playbook and going bush. Specifically that bush. That bush has gotten more screen time tonight than it has like the entire rest of the season. Like this is literally our playbook. This is what we did. Kaisa going in. We didn't engage on the bush. They're going in instead, which means they're overextending a little bit. So it isn't completely our playbook. We did it better. We did it a lot better because we had room to get out.
Yeah. And not only that, but they so hungrily rushed to go get that. Before, when we took that bush, we kind of just waited until they were literally sitting right in front of us, and then we could just, whoop, hi, we're here.
Next Drake up in 15 seconds. That is why everybody's circling around. It is soul point for Gustavas. So we'll see. Pushing them back off of it a little bit right now, using the Tom Kench tongue. There's the ace. There's the ace ult. There's the Trundle dead, so now we have the smite advantage. All the damage going in. Truman doing a very good job hiding in the back line this time. That's 3 for him. Oh, maybe only 2. Zero going golden. Zero and Kaisa cleaning it up.
Tom is
There's
looking
the ace.
for that.
That was low. I would like to point out that was all of the ults used except for Tom Kench's ult, so they did better this time. Unfortunately, that also means that Dragon Soul is going to go over to them.
That's kind of sucks. You know, production is making an interesting point right now. As long
production
as
is
they
making the
don't-
point that I was about to make.
Yeah. As long as they don't get Elder, we're fine.
No, but like that was the point I was about to make.
Yeah.
Was, you know, with them getting that soul, that's great. Well, some of us were taking dinner bites. Some of us.
Oh, it's you. I was like, who's cooking over here?
My fiance's nice and brought me a quesadilla. Anyway, with them getting soul, that means that Elder's going to come up in 5.5 minutes. And Elder stacking on top of the Cho'Gath execute and the Aesol execute is going to be a lethal combination. But it's also going to be lethal on us if they get it with the Kaisa and the Azir. You know, we haven't seen many Elders this season. We saw how effective Elder can be in Game 2 against Southern Miss last week. But, you know, it goes both ways. So, you know, we are still, as Chow's pointing out, not quite scaled enough. Not quite. And I really, really do mean quite. I think we have it in just a little bit. Aesol's getting remarkably chunkier, as is Cho'Gath, every time we go in. If we keep executing like that, we're going to start having the damage down. And it, you know, we'll be good. We'll be good. And Chad also has a point that Gustavas isn't pushing. I think... Oh, looking to go in on the Kane and the Tom Kench. Tom Kench getting out of there, trying to use the Trundle slow. Mid-turret is down, but they just committed 4 to basically clearing a wave. Like, they basically just committed 4 to clearing a wave. Or an ult coming in. Aesol getting a shit ton of damage down. Orin ulting, flashing around and getting the damage down. Orin might actually win this. Here's the thing about Aesol. Man's cornering speed is awful. There's Baron. Gonna go for the fight to see if we can cancel some of those Barons off. But Jade is gonna go down as well. That's unfortunate. That Azir is, 8-3 and 9. And this is not great. Cho'Gath is getting chunky. Tom Kench is doing things, but he's gonna get taken down. There's Tom Kench. Meanwhile, Orin pushing bot.
Oh, that's an ace.
Third one, if you're counting.
Oh, I was not.
I was.
But you know, what's interesting about this is that it seems that what we took a very different approach to our lineup for this game, and it seems like
I don't think it's working.
Yeah,
Let me rephrase
Gustavas
that.
was
It's not
definitely
working.
far more prepared for this kind of thing. It seems like they're kind of used to it. They figured out what parts of the matches last game that they were a little bit patchy in, and
It's
not incredibly like flawless on fixing those, but like also doing a tiny bit better.
It is. They haven't taken an inhib, so they haven't completely cracked the base, but they are close. We're definitely playing on the back foot late game, which we weren't. Elder coming up in 2 minutes. Like, there is still hope. We may remember that this is like the one part in life where I'm actually an optimist. If we remember from the games at FIU, where I kept saying there was hope right until they broke our nexus, and I was like, well, there was no longer any hope.
Yeah.
I am an eternal optimist. So I think
Look, it only really, I feel like at this point, I mean, like, obviously there's a bit of a level difference, there's a bit of a CS difference, but if we actually find the time to fix that, it'll only really take 1 or 2 team fights to kind of correct
we're
that.
starting to get into the point where team fights are going to be the bread and butter. We're 33 minutes in and all of that. I have anorexia? No, I'm good, production.
Do you want to go coach?
No, they know what they did wrong. I think... how do I put this? We played a comp that we don't normally play.
Because
And
we
we're-
got cocky.
And we're not executing as well as we could have been.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because it's a comp that we don't normally play. Like, this is, we're running our support ADC, we're running our ADC support, our top laner is 2, 5, and 4. Like, there is a lot wrong here that we don't see in necessarily our normal comps. It's still a couple team fights away. You know, I'm not counting anything out. Elder coming up in 20 seconds. This is going to kind of be the the make or break. Asol getting out of the Azir, but is going to get taken down. And Asol is our damage here. Not much you can do. Tom Kent also getting taken down. I think we might be seeing the end of it here. It looks
they know they have that advantage, and they are not giving it up for a second.
They are up 5-3. They are starting to full push. They're feeling their oats again. It's one of the things that I was going to say before production came over was, you know, they're not really pushing their advantages as hard as they could be. I think they're running a little bit scared, but here's Elder, and I think Elder polishes it off because Elder gives them the execute. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really, really bad.
We said unless they get Elder, and now they have Elder, so now we see what happens, and just look, just because they got Elder does not mean it's over. We did see a similar fight with Southern
But
Miss.
we were in a much stronger position
That is true.
in that.
Yeah, that is true.
We were in a much
especially because we were able to get Baron, and I don't think that we have.
Baron's not up for another minute and a half.
Yeah.
And
But
we
that's
also
where we
don't
were
have,
able to get them.
Really what we're missing here is we're missing the true ADC. You know, Kaisa and Azir are running circles over us. And they're being able to get in on our Asol. And instead of having 2 carries like we normally see with Truman and Gavin, we only really have the 1. And I don't think that's working out very well for people. I will say Gustavas showing why they went 6-0.
Yeah.
Like, this is a much better team than we saw first game. You know, I think they underestimated the Podunk School from Idaho, which a lot of people do, but it's okay. Starting to use Elder to push in. There's the Kaisa bolt coming in. Can expect to see a Kaisa teleport coming in potentially on that Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath does have a lot of hit points. Is being that tank I was hoping he was going to become, but he's not frontlining really. Cho'Gath tank with that much really needs to be our front line. And he's not necessarily doing that. Committing 3 to the Ornn right now. Trying to get that taken care of. Just trying to clear a person on the map. Meanwhile, while they do that, Kai'Sa has an inhib and is taking 3 on the Ornn, and Ornn barely goes down. Meanwhile, they're cracking our base. And
yeah.
look at the damage on those turrets.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, my god. That went down in like 3 seconds.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, you go do that. While I go sit here and pretend like I'm not upset. No, just kidding. I would have more words. I would have more words if my eyes were not like that tired kind of dry that they get when I am tired. So I'm gonna let myself go on a break instead of talking for 5 minutes like I know what's going on, so I can rest my head and close my eyes. Yeah, we'll see you in a few minutes. Get water, get a snack, all that fun stuff, and we'll see you back here soon.
They are.
Hello and welcome back to NSL Week 2 of League of Legends playoffs. We are back for Game 3 against Gustavas Adolphus College. Took a little bit of a whooping last game. We were definitely not playing where we need to, but we are back in our draft screen, and it seems like we're going for something that is a little bit more comfortable. I'm already seeing the Scion pick. I'm already seeing the Briar pick. But I'm also already seeing the Orin and the Braum pick from Gustavus that we, I believe, saw game 1.
No.
And then we also have Seabass back at the table
Hi, I'm back.
to talk me through the drafts because Sam has to coach and
Okay.
do her job.
Game 1, we had a Vladimir and I think a Sejuani. Or not Sejuani,
Well, I mean,
or
like, we
Braum.
saw an Orn, I think, last game,
Yeah,
and then the
Ornn last game.
Braum
Last
first
game.
game, and then we saw Trundle last game.
No, it was Milo first game.
Yeah, but we saw Trundle last game.
Yes.
So we're seeing the Trundle again here.
Anyways,
Seeing
we got characters again.
Yeah. We got a Gwen pick, which is interesting. They banned Misfortune, and they banned Malphite again. So that's good. You know, it was a good pick. More Misfortune definitely was a bit of a carry during that first game, putting on a lot of damage with her ult. So I'm kind of curious to see where the rest of this is going.
I'm a little nervous with all these tanky picks coming in. I'm going to see where the damage is coming in. It's going to be a pretty much dodge and weave for the ADC whenever those are picked. I feel like maybe a Lucian or Xayah would be best pick just because there's a lot of dive from both these teams in slows. Just be able to get out, use the ultimates. Lucian has the dash, and then Xayah has Feather Storm for her ult, so she can pretty much avoid all of CC. Especially with this Gwen as well, being able to not even use her ability or her ultimate. Her ability is casting a circle around her, and basically she's untargetable unless you're in that circle with her. So that'll be pretty nice. You got some Lissandra, Silas picks again. Ashe and Xayah actually being banned from our team. Rel is going to be our, third tank now?
Well, the thing is that I think that we're kind of trying to look for the firepower. Something that we were kind of missing were lack of mobility, which is where we're seeing, I believe, that Scion pick come back.
Yes.
But also, like, having enough to do damage, but then also, like, just be beefy.
Yeah, so with the Vayne pick, it's actually a really good pick from them. Vayne's pretty much just an absolute tank shredder. Being able to dodge and weave, go invisible for a few seconds as well, just have insane, just like firepower. Just shredding tanks like it's nothing. And then Orianna as well, doing some damage, AP damage for that as well, being able to like pretty much CC a few of them, creates a little zone. We do have the Varus pick, interesting. I'm actually a good pick for those to counter a few of these players. It's going to be Rel and Varus bot side. I'm assuming Braum and Vayne, yeah. I think it'll be a Gwen mid lane or top lane. I'm not sure. A little confused on why that's that, but you know, it's all good. It's all good.
And here we are once again at the end of the draft, preparing to go into game 3. Definitely hoping for a better turnout this time around, I will admit. Again,
Yes.
game 2 was not great, but it definitely showed that, you know, they Gustavus earned that 6-0 that they got throughout the season. There was a reason that they went undefeated, and you know, we were the first game that they ever lost, but you know, we are about to see some more hopefully challenging gameplay. Also, do note that there are definitely some more stakes on the line. Here, as the playoffs are single elimination, and both teams are fighting for
Advancement.
advancement.
FIU just beat CEI. FIU's in the finals.
Oh
wow.
boy!
I'd also like to point out they started an hour after us and are done before we are.
Just for someone asking in chat, game 1 was kind of close. We had an AFK jungle because we had some PC problems, so he had to run home and actually get on his own PC. So I think he was on after second dragon. He came back, were able to make a comeback. So I mean, we did good for being AFK for 10 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
Surprised we actually won that one. But with their pick, if you go back in the VOD, they weren't doing too good. Actually, Okay.
Actually,
Well,
yeah, no. Let Sam do part of her job.
I want my seat back.
why do you want your seat back? I hear coaching. I'm gonna go coach.
They
No.
finished in picking. That's
Yeah,
all
they
I
were
can
coaching
talk
for
about.
draft.
That's
Yeah.
all I can do. I'm not allowed to talk to them once the draft is done.
Which is
Um,
dumb.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Hi CEI guys in chat. So if you're just joining us, we are on game. Oh dear.
Timeout. No, timeout. Don't worry. Yeah.
We are on game 3 of the series. The first game 3 we've had all season, actually. Hold on one sec. Wayne, tell the guys CEI's on our Twitch stream. They can't mess up now.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. They actually are.
You know
There's
what?
enough pressure on them already.
Yeah. Yeah.
Game 1 we had some connection issues. So it was a miraculous comeback. Game 2 was a lot tighter. Our comp just didn't fire off in time for what we needed.
But do you want to talk about our comp
So,
here?
So we have played most of the season with a very quick, very engaging comp. That's what we've been playing. We've been playing the Briars, we've been playing the Shens, we've been playing the Teleport, Summoner Spells. That's what we've been playing. And last game we went for...
Aiden, can we get a scene switch?
They can just keep staring at us. It's fine.
Oh, well.
Last game we went for a much tankier build. We had the Cho'Gath, we had the Tom Kench, and you know it's the first time we've run it, and it didn't execute properly. It didn't execute quite as properly. So we're kind of hitting in the middle. I talked to these guys. And we're kind of back on the comp we've seen with the Scion top and the Briar jungle. And Gavin wanted to run it down mid. He wanted to play the Gwen mid against the tanks. He feels confident in it. He feels comfortable in it. That's what he wanted to do. And, you know, if this is the last game of their season, then I told him I want them to feel comfortable in what they're putting out and know that they put their best foot forward. Tiger has a very good rel play. We're seeing Truman ADC for the first time in competitive play. He has a very good Varus. And they are comfortable with where they are at. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that.
So mean. Production's being mean to us.
Production is being mean to us. Don't you... Can we kick production out?
Boo. Boo.
So we're
but,
not... They're not sure how the Varus rel is going to fare into the Vayne Braum. But we will see. We will get to this match. We will see how it goes. And, you know, I'm going to say going in, so they can't say I was upset ahead of time, if this is the last game of the season, we played a darn good season.
Definitely.
And I am okay with how they went out. Like, if we lose. These have been our longest games yet. These have been our most competitive games yet.
We're definitely working for it here.
We are.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be. I'm not going to cast or curse us. We will see FIU in the finals.
Well, I think you want to say the opposite if you're avoiding caster's curse.
Well, I don't know anymore. Sam doesn't believe.
Something will happen.
I believe. Production doesn't believe.
Something will happen is what I'm gonna put down on the table here. Something is gonna happen during this game.
I can rest comfortably knowing that there's it's this weird feeling because I really, really want it to go great for them, obviously. But I'm just the coach. There's nothing else I can do. Like, that's why I'm behind the table, because if not, I would be, like, a nervous wreck out there. Like, that's why we put me behind the table, because then I can channel that nervous energy. You know, it'll be good. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
If we win, they will have worked for it. Oh, see, FIU is talking shit. For what it's worth, Gavin is friends with most of FIU on League. They've been sending friend requests back and forth. And for what it's worth, FIU thinks we're going to beat Gustavas. Because they were like, we hope to see you again in the finals.
Oh.
So for what it's worth. But, yeah, no, FIU was... for those of you who weren't here for our FIU game, FIU... entered all their ranks as unranked because the new season had just started and they weren't officially ranked, and their actual ranks are Masters and Grandmasters.
But
and it's
would
been
not be the first time that we've seen a team do that.
At
least in NACE.
We were kind of in the same boat, actually, to a certain extent, because I didn't know how it worked. This is our first season. This is my first season, all of that. So we came in at the ranks we were at, but it so happened that the first 5 people to put in their ranks included me and Hood, who were both like bronzes and irons, and didn't count our emeralds and our plats. So we were also seeded way lower than we should have been, but it wasn't like we were grandmasters or anything,
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. It's too late to do anything about it now, like, at the end of the day, they're in our thing, and they're in the finals, and it is what it is, and it'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
So, I'm just rambling at this point.
I'm right there.
The difference is we like you guys. We like you too. We like CEI. And I'm not just saying that because, like, 40% of our team is from you guys. But, Ferris and I, Ferris is in chat right now. He's their esports coordinator. He and I were talking. We've been wishing each other luck before games in the playoffs. I'm really impressed at the upset they were managed to pull out last week. FIU is going to be a tough match and all of that. But there really is a lot of camaraderie between UI and CEI. And we were talking about how CEI feels like BSU and ISU don't take them seriously, and how UI does. And I'm like, well, yeah, we're a tiny school. Like, compared to the BSU, ISU programs, we are tiny, and we're just starting. Are we really going to say no to talent?
No.
Like, CEI has really good players. Like, across the board, they have decent players. And I'm not going to say no to talent. Like, that would be insane. Like, oh, sorry, you're a transfer student from a community college? Sorry, I don't want you. Like, I mean, Truman is arguably my top player. I think he's my top individually ranked player. It might be Gavin. One of those two is my top individually ranked player. Like, I mean, I'm going to say it's going to be really hard to have an ego when we're 8 miles from Wazoo. Like, Wazoo has enough ego for both of us. Oh, I am not wrong. But, I think CI is sending up a couple of their guys next semester. So we could see like a 3 or 4 person CEI team for UI next semester, depending on how tryouts go. Like, see, I feel like you guys are hyping Quentin up too much. There's no way he can possibly be really this great, right? Like, well, they're not greener anymore after the gas leak we had, but, we don't talk about that. Kaz is just zoning out at this point. Sorry,
No,
Phoenix.
I'm just looking concerningly
we're running into the reconnect loop on our spectator computer right now. And
I might almost get up and help them with that because
I mean,
I think a lot of that, they already restarted the computer and that's what worked last game. So I think what we're going to have to do is just switch the computer that we're using.
I am so not production. I am going to get...
Hi, Dom. Give me a second.
Yeah, so now we get to stare at my pretty face and watch me ramble. Isn't this supposed to be your job, Phoenix? Aren't you supposed to be the rambler?
Yeah, but now you get to have some fun with it while
I do, and my quesadilla is getting cold. Don't trip. Oh, we switched to player cam. Okay. So we can see them playing, but we can't see what they're playing. That's gorgeous. Also, yeah, I have to laugh, CEI, that your guys' game started an hour later than ours did, and you're able to join us for the start of our game 3. Like, we've been at this 3 hours so far. I don't want to say anything about how long this is taking, but this is taking a while. It didn't help that we had to use our whole 15-minute technical pause and all of that, but yeah, it's great. It's great. We're fine. We're fine. Everything is A-okay. I have brain cells. You know, I think, you know what's really funny is I don't think Gustavas beats FIU, but I think we have a shot at beating FIU. Because we've played FIU before. And we know what to expect and all of that. I blame Riot. No, for some ungodly reason, our computers refuse to consistently connect to League. We'll get stuck in the reconnect loop like we're in right now. And it is awful. Like, I think Wayne did the math. Wayne's our esports coordinator. I think he did the math, and I think we have like 20 grand worth of computers in here right now. Something like that. And none of them consistently connect to League. Now, the other Riot games work great. Valorant works great. But, sorry, 30 grand. That's worse. Like, Valorant works great, but for some reason, League just shits itself. Sorry, family-friendly channel. Goes poo-poo. Hey, we have a screen, and we're 3 minutes in. So we're just going to miss the first, like, 2.5, 3 minutes because we can't go all the way back. So, let's get you caught up real quick, I guess. Because somebody hit pause. Let's get you caught up real quick. We're 0-0, and we're basically neck and neck. Woo, you're caught up. Yes, we all love Wayne. Wayne is amazing. We are speaking on the Wayne Evan Roth original, the one who's officiating my wedding.
Oh.
Yes, Wayne is officiating our wedding, if nobody knew that. Which I realize my parents are on here, and they didn't know that. We are 1-1 heading into game 3. So we are neck and neck.
I'm back at the table.
Gold lead is neck and neck right now.
Yes.
Levels are pretty neck and neck right now.
4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 4. I think we are losing mid lane.
No, we're not, because Truman is in the ADC.
Oh,
we are
right.
exactly where we're supposed to be.
Okay, I'm like, what is going on? The lineup is interesting here, but that's fun.
I'm digging the purple skins right now. Briar, I think we're going to see Briar being pretty aggressive here against the Trundle. Briar really is where JJ feels comfortable and all of that. We brought the Gwen to deal with the tanks that we're seeing on the teams. We're seeing Sion doing great into the Ornn right now. You know, we're seeing a lot of good stuff here as we're creeping up towards first Drake in like 20 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, first Drake's in like 20 seconds.
Oh, across the board. Wow.
It is still 0-0, and we're like neck and neck. What is the the Rel's baiting him. Okay. Tiger is playing a support, and if we know anything about Tiger support gives me anxiety. Truman mid gives me worse anxiety, but now that Truman's ADC, Tiger support gives me severe anxiety. These guys are like not great for my blood pressure. Like, yeah. I don't know how Truman's dad has dealt with it all these years. We were joking about that earlier on. Anywho, we're just seeing some early pokes in the bot lane off the Vayne. We're going to want to be really careful as we're looking at the Vayne later game. That triple, the extra damage on the third strike really starts hurting, especially when that damage scales. Yes, Truman's on his Varus ADC, and yes, Tiger is Honda Civic abuser. I did not approve the name change. It just kind of happened. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. You know, when we were doing tryouts, we really ran Truman Tiger a lot. So, like, we haven't run it competitively, but that doesn't mean that we haven't run it at all. I don't think I've ever run Gavin down mid, though. Gavin was kind of my top island and all of that, and so I don't think I've ever run Gavin down mid. But I looked him in the eye, and I asked him, do you feel comfortable on it? Do you think you can do it? And he said yes. So I trust my team, and I trust what they want. Seeing first Drake going over to Gustavas again, every time they get first Drake, mainly because they actually Drake when it comes up at 6 minutes, whereas we've seen us normally going for Drakes at like 8 or 9 minutes in. We are finally seeing an Oriana mid. We always thought it was going to be on the Truman this series, but we're seeing the Oriana mid off of Gustavas. And all of that good stuff. I don't know, I'm excited, but there's also not a lot to talk about because it's kind of just
farmy dancing
breath.
around, waiting for a thing to happen.
Deep breaths and farm.
Yeah.
And all of that. So we will see. First back, Noon Quiver for the Varus is pretty darn good. Vayne backing. We'll see what she. Vayne is a she. I keep forgetting Vayne is a she. We'll see what they pick up. Briar strolling through mid, just being like, yeah, hi, I'm here. I'm making my presence felt. That's one thing that we've seen Trundle and Sejuani. The Sejuani was the first game. Do really well in that jungle, is making the presence felt and all of that. So good to see that Briar is acting on that. Hey, look, it's Truman. Not Truman. It's Tiger in the mid lane. Tiger is the roamingest support I have ever seen, and he gives me the worst anxiety when he roams. But it works.
Yeah.
It works really, really well, and it helps the ADCs get what they need. So I really hope Quentin's not watching this. I hear Quentin cast CEI games, and I don't think I can match up to this mythical Quentin. Anywho, the emotes are coming out in the bot lane. We're up 500 gold. We're up not in levels. I have to do like this weird thingy because we're playing different roles. It's fine. There's the gold breakdown, as you can see on the bottom of your screen now. So there's the Ornn ult coming in with the Trundle. We're seeing that first gank top lane. We've been seeing the first gank bot lane. But we're starting to get a lot better at dodging those ganks. The jungle vision's been getting better and better throughout this series. We've seen it. There's the oomph going down on the Braum. Braum's a little tanky, but getting it down. Stun going down on the Rel, who is only level 5. Vayne getting the damage down. Massive damage with that third shot, but Varus also has a lot of damage. Vayne rushed Berserker's Greaves. Boots.
Yeah.
Boots. Trundle going for first Rift. Briar looking to challenge. Not sure she's going to be able to by herself. Briar ult going in, hitting the Trundle. There's the engage. Scion coming down. Gwen coming up. Oriana. We're going to have a 3v3, but we are going to get there first. Pushing right towards the Scion and the Ornn. There's the Trundle going down.
Nice.
First blood to the Briar. That is the first time that we've gotten first blood in this series. Gwen keeping...
Wait, what happened? How did we go 2-0? What happened? Did I miss something?
I think Gwen took out the Oriana. No. Oh, bot lane got a kill.
Oh.
They killed the Braum. Oh. Truman got a kill.
Oh, okay.
We just, like, blinked, and that happened. Meanwhile, Gwen kept the Rift going so that
Ballsy move from the Scion here.
Briar can finish it out. So we should get first Rift. Trundle coming into challenge. Rift still up. Rift not up. Rift not up. Briar got Rift. So much harder. Okay, so for those of you who can't see like our setup, it's really awful because our camera for our casters is like right in front half of my scoreboard. So like if I miss something that's going on because the camera's elsewhere, I just like can't figure it out without like craning. And then I'm practically laying in Phoenix's lap and nobody likes that. Anywho, Gwen doing fine in the mid lane against the Oriana. In comes the Rel and the Braum. So we're seeing both supports in the mid lane right now, answering the Rel's roaming well and the Trundle. So we're going to back up under turret. So, you know, there was a comment about not 50-50ing, and pit. We learned that one pretty early on this season. We went for 50-50, and it didn't go out very well. And so I'm a big believer in not 50-50ing. You either focus the objective or you peel and go after the team. You can't really do both unless you're, like, really ahead. And it's 11 minutes in. We're not really ahead there. We do have the early game lead for the first time that we've seen this series. Briar looking for second Drake, starting second Drake with the Rel. Vayne and Braum coming up. We're going to see a 4v3 in the Dragon Pit here in a sec. Rel trying to keep people off, going in over the back. Briar having to split all the slows going down and the stuns. In comes the Gwen. Briar goes out. Gwen Needles going out. Gwen getting kind of left on her own.
No.
Getting the damage in on the Braum. There's the Varus. Rel low. Briar low. And they're going to get the damage down on the Varus as well. That Vayne, that triple shot is nasty. I talked a little bit about that. Rel does get out of there, but now it's a 3v3 game. They are going to take second Drake. This is a very back and forth match right here. And apparently there's a bug on the table because I'm like talking and then I just hear this thwack as Phoenix whacks the crap out of the table. I thought you were upset that I was saying it was a very easy game.
Oh, no.
Sorry, a very, not an easy game. I didn't say that.
Yeah. We're 3-3 now.
A very even game. That's the four-letter word starting with E I was looking for.
Gustavas is doing their best to kind of make that gold gap disappear, but we are still going on with our lead. It seems like the CS is kind of imbalanced, but I think we're doing good. Yes.
We're up in the top lane. We're even in the jungle. We're down in the mid lane. We're up in the ADC, and we're even on the support. So overall, we're pretty good.
Doing all right.
JJ gonna get caught out here with that Trundle behind him. There's the Gwen and the Rel coming in. JJ staying alive, and they're trapping the Trundle. Really nicely saved.
Yeah.
For that. Terrifying.
They are defending JJ with his life.
My poor blood pressure. Like, you know, this is like, it's game 3. It's single elim. If we win this, we go to finals.
If we lose
this, we're out.
Like,
this is probably the highest pressure situation we've had all season. In fact, it definitely is. If you hear a thunk, it's just me passing out from the anxiety. And Phoenix is under strict orders to keep casting and not worry about me. I will be fine.
I can't promise that's going to happen, but
whatever you do, don't call an ambulance. Healthcare in America is expensive.
Damn right. Don't need to hear from you. Oh, my God.
My boss ended up in the ER for emergency surgery, and I'm sitting there going, I feel so bad for her medical bill. Rel going in for the flash for the damage on the Orianna. That's a 3v1 in the Orianna.
Oh, my God.
Quick kill. Didn't even need all of
like 2/3 of her HP just, like, disappeared in a blink.
Yep. Getting caught up. Getting that kill to the Gwen where she needed it. Chat will call the ambulance. We got it. No, I'm serious. Please don't call the ambulance. I do not have the money for that. Ambulances are expensive. Like, in all seriousness, everybody around me knows that unless, like, I am going to die on my way to the hospital without the ambulance, do not call the ambulance. Like, call an Uber. Call an Uber. I don't care. Nah. If we're GoFundMeing anything, we're GoFundMeing bringing CEI up here for a scrim or two. If Kat doesn't know, we were joking. We weren't really joking. We weren't joking at all. But if CEI had gotten the upset against FIU tonight, we were going to chip in to bring them up to U of I for the finals to get an in-person finals. We weren't actually joking. It's just the odds of both of us making it were going to be slim.
Yeah.
But in any case, we're up 4v3. Got about a $2,000 gold. $2,000.
Wow.
2,000 gold lead. And all that. And, you know, CEI, I know FIU's good, but as long as you guys feel comfortable with how y'all played, then that's really all I think any coach can ask for. Going for the 3 on the Trundle, getting the CC down. Braum coming in with the Vayne. Vayne focusing on a control ward. Vera's getting some good damage down on the Trundle with that long-reaching arrow, pushing the Trundle back. Trundle's going to have to back. Braum backing as well. So a pretty good push in the mid lane. Rift Herald is up, so I think Briar's going that way. I think we push mid just hard enough that we might have the prio. We have seen the lane switch, so ironically Truman is back in the mid lane where he feels comfortable, and Gavin's back in the bot lane where he feels comfortable. And Rel is, well, he's Tiger supporting. He's somewhere on the map.
Yeah.
So, Rel, there goes the Briar ult onto the Vayne. Great locationing. Great placement. There we go. Trying to get the Vayne down. Gwen Needle's going out.
No.
Absolutely shredding through those people. Vayne is going to get out, which is ironically where we started. JJ needs to be careful. He's got in turret range. That turret doing a lot of work on that one to bump Vayne up to a 3-0-1. Scion hiding in the bush. We have seen that bush get how much play tonight? If you weren't with us for the first game, it's the bush. We jump. Getting the damage down. Orianna taking down the Rel, but us taking down the Ornn, which is arguably a higher priority target, with Drake and Rift up on the map. Heading mid, still kind of skirting around each other. If you weren't with us for the first game, that specific butch by Dragon Pit, we hit in and jumped out and killed them not once but twice within like 2 minutes. It was nutso. It was great. It was great. It was amazing. Gustavas going to take a 3rd Drake here. They are really melting through those Drakes. On the other hand, I've been talking a lot about cross-map objectives. So where are we? We are going for Rift. We are looking for 2nd Rift of the game. I believe we got the 1st Rift. We did get the 1st Rift, and we dropped it. So looking for 2nd Rift, getting those cross-map objectives. You know, that's okay. That's okay. Braum coming in, but we get the Rift. So now it's a team fight. It's not a team fight with Rift. It's just a team fight. Orianna chipping away pretty steadily at that bot lane turret. Nobody there to
stop her from doing that.
Nobody there to counter her or stop her. I think Gwen's going to head down that way. Gwen and Varus are both heading down that way right now. Really, they're getting more comfortable. 1st turret over to Gustavas again. They're getting more comfortable with those cross-map objectives. You know, we haven't seen Soul playing a huge role in these games. We've seen Elder playing a much bigger role. The issue we had last game was they got Soul, and then they got Elder, and then they just kind of stomped on us. Of course, the first game where we got the Soul was Cloud Soul, which was helpful, but not nearly as important as Infernal Soul is. Infernal Soul is just, it goes nuts. We're starting to take their jungle. There's the Rel. There's the Varus collapsing in. So on that Braum Vayne, gonna see how that goes. We have a Gwen on the bot side with the Orianna. Trundle looking for something. We're kind of just fishing at this point. Hoping to, I think we're just hoping to get that early pick. Braum going in. Scion epic airborne. Ornn ult missing everybody. There's a Trundle coming in. So we have a 3v4 with Briar going around. Trundle getting the slowdown, but there's no follow-up. Both teams not really ready to engage yet. Knowing, I'm pretty sure that the first team to engage that makes a mistake is going to have a problem. Orianna getting the damage down on the Gwen in the bot lane. Gwen also getting that damage down on the Orianna. Not quite going to be enough. Rel coming in to help. Really wish we would focus on that. Rel focusing on a control ward instead. Not sure I agree with that play. Gwen going to hide in a bush. There's the vision. There's the Cinder Bloom. Gwen able to get out of there in time, and now we're all pivoting mid. Baron spawning in about 2 seconds, and next Drake in 2.5. Popping Rift mid, hoping to answer that. Briar might get stuck in turret range again with all of that CS. That was a very long stun, just getting beaten down with a club, quite literally. Varus able to get away. I'm shocked they let that Varus live there. Orianna is... Yes?
My head is spinning as I watch this here.
4v2 in the mid, we do have turret, but that's about all we have. And they take mid turret. They're starting to apply the pressure here. We're still up in kills. We're still up in gold, but really using those 3 Drakes to their advantage. Gwen back in the mid lane. Scion going to answer the Ornn top. Yeah. Whew.
It is some nerves here. Not very far in as we reach our 21-minute mark.
Well, keep in mind, most of our games were going like 20 minutes.
Exactly.
So
that's like it's just, it goes to show like
Rel getting the stun in on the Orianna, getting the damage in on the Varus. That damage is nuts. That Orianna damage. Briar ult hit somebody. There goes the Briar across the map on the Vayne. Unfortunately, his team's abandoning him. Oh my god. I know we were low health, but come on.
Oh. Yeah, I was saying earlier that it just goes to show like how tough of an opponent Gustavas really is, but like,
I say oh ow. Orianna doing damage. You know, we've seen the Orianna can do damage in the hands of Truman, and goes to show that Orianna can do damage anyway. There's the tier 2 turret mid taken down. Drake in 30 seconds is their sole point, so we need to challenge it, but we don't have the priority to challenge it there. Oopsie poopsie. I like that. Vayne is massive, also just backed for the Trinity Force. So that Vayne has a Trinity, a Stiv, and Berserker's Greaves. That Vayne is going to be hurting in these team fights here. They're all hiding in a bush. I think...
Oh, and they don't know, and they don't know, and they're,
Oh, there's the Rel. Not enough vision. Rel going down just like that. Gwen doing great, getting the damage in, and then getting murdered. Ornn ult missing everything for what it's worth. Ornn can't aim his ult, but it doesn't much matter when 2 of your team members are dead. And Orianna shielding, that's going to be Infernal Soul to Gustavas, and it is not looking pretty right now.
No, not at all. This is very, very worrying.
Blue team has slain the dragon. Objective bounties are available soon. I love production. They're doing their own commentary behind this. It's great. Orianna is just massive with the Ludens. Orianna and Vayne are both absolutely monstrous right now. And it is hurting just a little bit to watch. There's a Vayne hitting the level 12, so Vayne's actually behind in levels, but when you're 4-0-4, it doesn't really matter to a certain extent what level you're at. Baron is up. We definitely don't go for Baron here.
So I guess while we're in this like dead
resetting
zone,
phase.
there's
the Scion getting taken down by the Ori, ulting out of there.
And escaping with barely 1 hit point left there. That is
my poor doctor is going to be like, how is your health? Are you stressed? And I'm like, yes, I'm stressed. Very much stressed.
But like in terms of like composition and like how we're going about approaching these team fights, where do you think we're falling short?
They're beating us down too fast.
Yeah.
Like that's the really obvious answer. Like I think anybody in our audience can tell that they're just winning too fast. Really what it comes down to is our Scion hasn't been frontlining much these games. And Briar's been going in solo, and Rel's going in without the support. And when we've gotten Gwen properly supported in the middle of the fight, she has done massive amounts of damage. You know, so we have that armor shred there. We're just not quite positioning quite right. And I think part of that is, as of right now, we're not setting our own fights. They're picking the fights, they're picking the battleground, and we're just having to adapt to it or keep dying. It is what it is. You know, I'm struggling for words here.
Yeah.
It's
Like
really team fights at their core are a matter of your front line protecting your back line long enough they can do damage.
Mhm.
And between the Trundle, the Ornn, and the Braum, Gustavas has the front line that we're not breaking. And they're getting into our back line because our back line is being our front line. Like right there, why is Vayne that far forward? Not Vayne, Varus. Like Varus is really far forward. And yes, it was just a Trundle cone, but, you know, we're on the back foot, which we're not used to playing on. But we know how to play on it. We've played on it before. It's not over yet. We see Elder coming up in 2.5 minutes, and we've seen how important Elder can be in the swing of things. Oh my god, it's 9.
But do we have the power to take it is the real question. Are we in a spot? Because we know how Gustavus likes to fight for these objectives. We've seen it
There's
every
the
single
Trundle going
Drake
in on the
fight.
Briar. There's the Gwen coming in with the Ornn. In answer to your question, if we structure our team correctly, we will be okay. You know, Gwen is doing fine, has the damage down. Orianna's stuck top lane. Orianna's a massive source of damage, but unfortunately our tank is also stuck top lane. So I think Vayne getting huge. That Vayne is 4-0-6. That Vayne is terrifying. There's the Rel coming in. It's not over by any stretch of the imagination. You know, like we have a shot. I'm just not sure. I think Scion teleport not going to be up in time, but Ornn teleport and Ori teleport are. That makes a huge difference. I almost think our best bet of Elder is, to a certain extent, trying to steal it. Like, let them do the damage, let it do the damage to them, and then come in late and use that to our advantage when we try and take it, and just ideally go to a smite fight and hope we have it. Rel getting caught out of position here, doesn't have the backup. It's a 3v1. This is not... They have all 5 surrounding this Elder right now. They know how important this Elder is. They know it's important. Meanwhile, our Scion's still top lane. Teleport not up yet. Still 30 seconds until Elder. If we can get a pick here, maybe we have a shot. Because then it's a 4v5. Especially if we can pick off the Trundle, then we'll be okay. Meanwhile, Braum going for the pick on the Varus. In comes the teleport off the Scion, so we're team fighting ahead of time. Ornn ult hitting things. There's the Rel going down. Briar ult in. Varus down. That's our damage. There's the Briar. Scion doing what he can, but it is not going to be enough. Scion and Gwen, the only ones left alive. Gwen going down. Then they're not going to pick off the Scion, but that is going to be Elder for them.
I think I called that game. Like, I know, I try my best in these situations to be optimistic, but we've seen this very repeated pattern within the last 2 games.
I don't need our production.
I'm trying my best. I'm not saying it's over, but I'm also saying that I'm very weak-willed.
They're Eldering into Baron right now, which is about the most on the back foot you can possibly be on. That said, Elder and Baron are not infinite. If we can outstand it, if we can get a pick here or there, we might be okay. The gold lead is at 4,500. We're seeing all the empowered recalls, the items getting built in. Yeah. But hey, Briar gets red buff. They have Elder and Drake, and we have red buff. We are winning. We have red buff. We are doing fine. Everybody going mid. We know Gustavus. We know they're going to just try and A-ram it down mid. Rel getting caught out again. Tiger has not been on his positioning this game. Going in on the Ornn with the Gwen and the Varus. Ornn ult coming, knocking up the Varus. We have to be really careful. That's good. That's good. We got the pick. We devote 2, but we get the pick. We have to be really careful for those Elder executes. There's the Rel going in. Why? I know why, but the rail doesn't. That's the triple on the Vayne. That's a 9-0 and 7 Vayne. That's the inhibitor. They are storming base. Gwen and Varus are our last line of defense. Varus getting absolutely obliterated by Oriana. And that's game.
Yeah.
That's the ace. We have 20 seconds. That's our season right there, ladies and gentlemen.
That fucking hurts.
It doesn't feel great.
That is.
We're the only game tonight, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing sign-offs after this?
Essentially, we're not doing interviews or anything like that.
I don't think we should.
I don't think so either. I'm still reveling in like shock and terror, and I'm not feeling good about it. Obviously, like there was FIU, right, and there was the way that FIU took me. This is very different.
Yeah, you know, here's what I will say, and this is what I'm going to tell my guys when I get over to them. It's our first season.
Mm.
You know, it's our first split. We have a couple really good players coming into tryouts for the spring, so we'll probably see a pretty new lineup for our varsity team, hoping to get a JV team. Like, there's a lot that went well this season.
Mm.
There's a lot to improve on, and not just for them, but also for myself as a coach.
Mm.
It's kind of nice going into Thanksgiving break knowing that we don't have to worry about FIU.
That's true.
I do wish Gustavas all the best against FIU.
Mm.
And yeah, I think there's a lot to reflect upon here, but overall, I'm not going to get upset about semis for our first season.
Yeah.
And yes, there is a spring season. It will be, I think registration opens in December or whatever. We'll do new tryouts at the start of spring semester, and we will have ideally both a varsity and a JV team for the spring. So
Probably not playing an open again, or?
I think we're going to put varsity in varsity and then run JV in open. So next season will be completely different. We are still ironing a whole bunch of stuff. CEI, go ahead and reach out to me because apparently the whole connection through Truman thing isn't working. But you guys have my Discord, so you can reach out that way. I only cast League. So from me, this is not just a night sign-off. This is a season sign-off.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's been great all season. It's been very enjoyable. Thank you for sitting with us, dealing with us, yelling at me that Cho'Gath's ults can stack up to 6 minions, not 3. For getting on me for calling a league item, a magic item, and all the fun we've had, especially Truman's dad, who's been a consistent fan no matter how we've been doing. It's been a lot of fun. Our season started first and ended first, but we have, I think, 5 more teams.
Yes.
And quite a few of them are making playoff runs.
Overwatch technically ended first.
Oh.
Yeah, we made it to playoffs, and well, we played George Fox, so you know how that went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess where I'm at is I'll see you guys in the spring.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting hugged.
Thank you for joining us at the Sable Sim.
I did say thank you like 5 times.
Pleasure.
If you weren't gossiping, maybe you'd have heard it.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm very tired, as you could probably tell. Excuse my language, but I take shit way too personally. So, you know, I was very connected to this team. And before we started this game, I did not care for League one bit. So, definitely in a much different spot than I was at the beginning of the semester. College has definitely changed me for the better. I will say that. That is obviously not the end of all of our seasons, just the one. We do still have Valorant tomorrow against a school I do not know yet, but we will be starting our playoff season for Valorant, and I'm pretty sure that is it. So feel free to join us back or join. I think that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, feel free to join stream tomorrow at 7 p.m. or somewhere around there to find out who we're playing and cheer our Vandals on. And I don't know. I'm out of words for tonight. It's late and I want to go home. So I'll be signing off. We'll be wishing you all a good night. And Summer and Amelia, we'll see you guys tomorrow.